Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Zaji, and today I want to share with you a little bit about some sewing things. In particular, we are going to be talking about all the things that I made in June. So just this past month, I know it's been a little bit since I did a last makes video, but listen, after the last video I put up that was quite lengthy, I don't know if I'm keen on doing another super long video, so I'm going to try to go through the things that I made this past month as quickly as possible. But of course, I'm going to ask that you do go ahead and subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell. That is actually how I decided on what video was going to be going live today. I put up a poll, and you really only get notifications about those if you have your notifications turned on. So without further ado, let's start talking about all the things that I made this month, past month, in June. So the first top that I want to talk about is the one that I'm wearing right now. This is McCall's 8219. I made version A. This pattern is one that I talked about in an Instagram live where I talked about the patterns that I'd gotten, and this was definitely one of the most exciting things that I purchased for myself that day. Wasn't supposed to be getting patterns at all, but you know me, I cannot resist picking up patterns. Anyways, I got this pattern and I knew I wanted to make quite a few versions of it, but before I did that, I needed to make the necessary adjustments to this pattern so that it would fit me well. Crop tops are actually something that I love to make now. It's the reason why you see them pop up so much, because I'm a long person and typically crop tops look more like bra tops on me if I have ever purchased them ready to wear, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but like, I just want a crop top, not a bra top. So this was definitely coming into my basket. I love the fit of this top. I think it's so flattering. You all know I love a deep V. The only thing that I'm not 100% sold on is the way that they finish this top. I am still working to see if I will want to make some adjustments to finish it, because it's basically just a facing that's folded in, and I have it pressed really hard right now, but I know that once I actually wash this top, I don't know how much I'm going to press that facing again. So I'm really fighting with a lot of facings that I have like this that are just kind of floating in my closet, and deciding on whether or not I want to leave them that way. I am considering maybe putting a band or doing a binding instead of a facing, just because, you know, it's just a much nicer way for me to finish something so that it doesn't necessarily need to be ironed every single time I want to wear it. Anyways, moving on. So also, I made another McCall's pattern. I've been really getting into my McCall stash recently. I don't know what it is, but I've seen a lot of patterns that have really caught my eye, and I recently cut out a big old stack of a couple of other McCall's patterns. So I want to talk about those as well at some point in the future, but today I'm going to talk about the next McCall's pattern, and that is McCall's 8174. I believe that's the number. I'm going to put up pictures for you of that as well. This is a maxi dress. A maxi dress that I absolutely am obsessed with. I love the construction of this pattern. I of course changed a couple of things about that as well, and I will have actually my blog post linked with the fabric as well as all of the changes that I made to this pattern if you are interested in sewing it up yourself. I just changed a few things around just to really get some finesse in this style, because I do really want to make it in other lengths. I'm also thinking about hacking the pattern. I've really been getting into hacks recently because I don't know, it's something exciting about doing it, but also I'm just like, do I need to hack? I have a million patterns that I honestly should be using, but it's a lot of fun to hack patterns, I think, and change some things around just a little bit. But this pattern, I did version B, which is the maxi length with the spaghetti strap or the thin strap. I am a huge fan of the style of this dress. I love the square neckline. I think that it is absolutely flattering and stunning and way more, way cuter than I thought it was going to be. Now, when I first got this fabric, for whatever reason, I thought it was polyester, but it's definitely viscose. I didn't talk about this fabric, but this is a viscose spandex, bamboo spandex that I got from Joann. I will try to link it down below if they are still carrying this, but I did get this heavily discounted, so I don't know how plentiful this still is on the Joann website. But also, I used this Mocha dot fabric, which I got from Minerva. It was gifted to me. And I did write up a whole blog post, like I said. It'll be linked down below. And and I have really been loving this idea of working with the really light viscose spandex for dresses. I don't know why. I kind of got turned off of using viscose spandex fabric, I don't know, last year, because I had just gotten a lot of thinner, less opaque, like less dress weight viscose spandex. And this spandex from Lady McElroy, I'm looking right here because I have a little remnant of it, and I think I might try to get a little spaghetti strap dress for my daughter with this remnant, because it is pretty big. I think I should either be able to get a top or a dress out of this, and I'll talk about the pattern I'm thinking about using as well in this video later on. So yeah, I just love this style. I love the square neckline. And where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so it's viscose, and bamboo in general is just really, really really stretchy. It has a lot of stretch, and the recovery is not usually that great. Now, I haven't washed this, well, I have washed it, but I haven't worn it since I've washed it. I'm probably gonna wear it tomorrow because it's literally my like favorite dress, and it's so cute. And it, like, everywhere that I've worn it so far, I always get people that are stopping me and saying how cute it is, and I'm like, this is such a neutral fabric, but the lines and the style, everything, I just love it so much. And I was really thinking, like, man, you know, I love maxi dresses because, like I said, I like to make stuff now that I was not really able to ever find in stores. I want to be able to make those things for myself now. I want to be able to make those things for myself now. And so I make a lot of maxi dresses and crop tops because I'm just, that's what I love and it's what I want right now. And this is definitely a style that made me feel so cute and so fierce, and I had to put on a red lip because I just felt it so much. But yeah, it is definitely something that I want to play around with more and make more of, because I just love how I feel wearing that dress. So I did already talk about little spaghetti straps, so I'm going to talk about my daughter's things that I made recently as well. So I made her two of the Made for Mermaids Alana pattern. Now this pattern is a pattern that I did test for Made for Mermaids, so I did receive that pattern for free because I worked my ass off testing it. I mean, what? Anyways, what? I pre-tested it, and I also did the full test. So a pre-test is basically just like the very beginning stages of the design. So this is usually the first round of people testing it, and then the actual test is more so checking sizes as opposed to just like the lines and things like that. Anyways, so I did it for Nala's size range. I do a size 2T right now with Made for Mermaids because she does still fit in their size 2 size bracket, and it worked out perfectly. I made her the top version, which is the pink version, and then I also made her maxi length, which was the pre-tester version, and I said maxi length already. So the maxi dress, literally my daughter loves that dress to death, so I definitely want to make her another maxi dress, and I was thinking, how cute would it be if I made her this Alana pattern with the remnants of this fabric. I don't know if I have enough fabric to make a maxi length, so I'll have to just play around and see what's really what with that, but I definitely can get her either a dress or a top as well. But I love the style of these. They're absolutely perfect for summertime. Not only are they perfect for summer, I think that they're actually a really good just like staple camisole pattern to have. It does have binding for the straps, which I'm usually not a humongous fan of. However, depending on the fabric that you use, it can be really, really easy to do that binding. But it does take a little bit of fiddling around. But I was able to get kind of some finesse and figure out exactly what I'd like to do when I do apply knit binding, and just make that process smoother for me. So those two things I made this month, and then I'm going to just move on to the next two things that I made for Nala. I tested another pattern for Made for Mermaids. This is the Aaronica pattern, or Aaronica pattern. I can't remember. Ooh, one or the other, one of those. And I tested the shorts, like romper version. It does come with a dress version, and also I think just varying lengths, so you could do like pants, shorts, dress. Yeah. So there is an adult version of both the Alana pattern and the Aaronica pattern. There is adult versions for both of those, and I do have both of those, and I do also want to make both of those in the future as well. But for my daughter, I tested out the child size, and I made this one, which is the pinky, the pinky version with the ladybugs. And that is actually one of my absolute favorite little rompers. My daughter absolutely loved it as well. I'm gonna go ahead and have her little reel where she was just loving it in this video, because she, like she said, it was, you heard it from the babe. So she really liked this pattern. That was my tester version, and I did go ahead and make two versions, and I went ahead and used another scrap that I had from Minerva, and I'll put that up over here. And it was so sweet. She loves that version as well. She actually wore that yesterday. And yeah, really absolutely obsessed with that pattern. I don't know how much how much fabric I need to make my own version, but I definitely am wanting to do that. So I think I will do that sometime soon as well. So yes, those were some things that I made for my daughter. I'm going to come back to her in just a little bit as well, because I wanted to just tie in this Mocha dot fabric while I was still working on it. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is a hack. So another thing to tie in with this Mocha dot, not really at all, just another hack that I was thinking about that actually came into fruition. So I really have loved the look of the Papercut Patterns Axis dress for a while. I bought the pattern when it was released because I was so excited about those ties. Oh my goodness. I love ties. I love ties on anything. If it has a tie, I want it, because ties. Anyways, love ties. And I just didn't really want to make a dress. I love dresses, and I do have the skirt made also. So I did make the top bodice, and I did make the skirt, because the skirt is a pattern by itself. You don't have to do any hacks for that. So I did make the skirt, and I did make the top, and I haven't worn them together, so I should do that sometime soon so that I can absolutely share, because I love the Axis dress. Anyways, I wanted to be able to wear them as separates or together as like a cute little co-ord set. And so this is the top. I do also have a blog post talking about how I did that hack. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add some video to it as well. So that might be a video that you see coming up really soon, because I did record myself doing some things from that whole hack process. So hacking a process, so you can kind of get a better idea of how to do the hack yourself. I think the written instructions should help you out a fair bit if you want to try this out as well. So I was so pleased with this. I spent a lot of time, as you can see, on the embroidery of this design. I spent several weeks embroidering the front of this design. I was obsessed with this Bizet linen that I got from Melanated. It was gifted to me, and I love this color. I love the color on my skin tone. I loved just the idea of doing an embroidery kind of highlighting some other shades that really play well with this color as well. And so it is such an exciting thing. It's the first embroidered garment that I have, and one that I have again been wearing like crazy. Oh my goodness, I need to I need to just like make other things to wear for summertime, because oh my goodness, I'm wearing all the things that I have to death. And I really don't want to mess up the embroidery on this top, but it is so cute. And I just, yeah, I'm obsessed with that. Another thing that I made this month, the embroidery I didn't make in June. The embroidery I believe I started in May, but I did like make up the pattern all together, like sewing it. That happened in June. Oh yeah, so also the skirt, yeah, I'm going to try to get some photos of that as well, hopefully in time for this video. If not, you've seen that access skirt and you will see it on my page or on my Instagram, so just follow me there if you want to see it on me styled or whatnot. Okay, so this is future Zaji. I'm gonna insert this clip into the video because I don't know why every time I sit down to do these makes, I always try to do it just off the top of my head, like what I can remember making. Mostly because a lot of these things I've already worn, washed, and put away. Typically I do keep things in my studio until I actually get photos of them, or until they actually need to be shipped out, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, we've been wearing all this stuff, so I just kind of forgot about a lot of the things that should be in this video. I'm gonna start with the family swimsuit set. I don't know how I forgot that, but it was just a set of things that I made for my family, and we all are matching. Now I got this fabric from Raspberry Creek Fabrics, and they had a fabric print that was watercolor fish, and they were very reminiscent of like Finding Nemo characters, which is a movie that I actually loved when I was a kid, and my daughter really loves as well. Now that like Finding Dory has come out, it's just still such a popular and awesome movie. So I thought I'd get the fabric because it wasn't too girly or feminine for my husband to have as well. So all of us were able to wear this print. So I did get swim fabric, so which would be like a high spandex fabric, and then I also did get a board short microfiber fabric for my husband's swimsuit. So I used regular navy of the board short and the swim fabric to make our suits. So you can see we're all wearing them. It's just awesome. I absolutely loved making this set, and I love when we all have ours clean and we can wear them together to the pool or to the river or wherever it is that we're going. So for Nala's swimsuit, she actually has her own little set all together, and that I used the Ellie and Mac Tropical Getaway pattern. It's a pattern that I've used now for the second year in a row for a swimsuit set for her. I love to make her a rash guard because we do live in Colorado, and just skin cancer here is actually super prevalent because we are just at a really high elevation, so we're super close to the sun. So I am always trying to put my daughter in a rash guard. Now I made a rash guard for her pretty much every single year that Nala's been born. I've made a rash guard for her, and this pattern is one that I come back to because I really like the fit of it. It's tight enough to where it's not kind of like ballooning everywhere, so if it gets wet it just like floats off basically, but also I really like the fact that the sleeves are always the right length. I don't know what that's about, but it's awesome. And I changed just a few things around with the pattern. The only thing that I really changed with this pattern is the fact that I add a extra layer of swimsuit lining just in the front so that we get that little bit of extra coverage for her. You know, these swimsuit fabrics are pretty opaque, but like I said, it just feels a lot more comfortable, I feel, for her to have the swimsuit lining, and I usually do line Nala swimsuits with just the same swimsuit fabric, but this particular fabric didn't feel as soft as like other swimsuit prints that I use. So yeah, I just used the swimsuit lining to also line the front, and I did add a ruffle onto the bottom of the little top just because I've seen that in a couple of ready to wear patterns, And I just thought it's such a cute detail, and you all know I love a ruffle. I love a ruffle. So I also added a ruffle onto the little bikini part of this pattern as well. So it has normally a color block front, but instead I just chose to cut out the lining piece as the main piece, and the lining piece also as the lining piece, and I added just a ruffle to the hem of the top. So I could have enclosed it. Really thought about enclosing it. I didn't end up doing that, and I'm pretty happy with the finish. I love the ruffle length. I think it's super cute. She loves to wear it. I love the little cross straps in the back. It's just super fast, super cute. The bottoms, same thing. Super fast, super cute. Those I did fully line as well. Just came together really nicely. I love that swimsuit for her. For Brian, I used a Jalie pattern. I will put the number on the screen or down below for you, because I don't remember what the number is, but it's a Jalie board short pattern. The only thing that I changed about that pattern was the length. Oh my goodness, I changed the length because I really didn't like the length that they came, so I made them just a little bit shorter, just above the knee, just because I prefer that. So wasn't really Brian's decision. I just had decided that I liked that a lot better, so that's what I did. And then for myself, I used the Jolt pattern from Edgewater Avenue and the Whitney bottoms from Edgewater Avenue, and I did make those just basically as they are written. Super quick patterns. I really like the construction for her patterns. I also really like the fact that for most things that she makes, there's also a video accompanying the pattern. So that's a really great resource, especially if you don't sew swimwear often. It's a really good place to start. She has a lot of really good information on her YouTube page, so I'll have that link down below as well. And yeah, love those sets. Really happy that I have those done. I'm really still hoping to be able to get at least another family suit together. I know that Nala and I will have another matching suit set, just because swimsuits don't take very much fabric, and I typically can get a swimsuit from 1 yard for me and Nala and still have some left over. So Nala and I will probably have more matching ones. I'm hoping that I can get matching ones for all three of us again, but we will see based off the fabric that I have. And so the next thing that I left out was actually the dress that I'm wearing. This is Sew House 7 Montavilla dress. It's a top, a dress, and this maxi dress version. So the maxi dress has the 2 leg vents, like splits basically in the front. I love a split. And the top version and the dress version, I don't think they have the split. They're just straight hems. And I really am really thinking about making another version of this dress, but shorter. You all know I love maxi lengths. I already talked about this with the other maxi length dress that I have in this video, but I think I've made enough long dresses for summer. We will see. I say that, and then next month I'm gonna have more maxi dresses, because honestly I do like making them anyways. So this pattern is actually just so adorable and cute and comfortable. I made it with fabric that was also gifted to me from Minerva. This is the Lady McElroy Marlie cotton lawn, and it is just super lightweight, super floaty. This is definitely a dress that, even though it's long, it is an absolute dream to wear when it is hot outside. It's so floaty, the breeze just goes right through. I really don't feel like really hot in this fabric at all, even though it is very long. And I did make adjustments to this pattern. I did write a blog post for, or a post for Minerva, and I will have that link down below, like I said, and you can check out all of the other adjustments. I did talk about this neck hole opening. Now, my hair is very thick. You all know my hair is quite thick. It is a struggle to get this neck hole over my head, because this is woven fabric, so it doesn't stretch. So if I am to make this pattern again, no matter the length, I will definitely widen the neck hole. I'd say by maybe even a ½ inch, something quite substantial, because, or I might just lower the neckline a little bit more, just something to give me more room to easily get this over my head, because I know that when I want to take this off, it is going to smear my makeup like crazy or mess my hair up like crazy, because it's just, the neck hole's very small. Definitely not made for thicker haired people. So if you've got like a thick braid style, or if you've got locks like me or something, just be prepared to have your style squished and your face probably squished too. Something I also want to talk about is a technique that I tried for the very first time, and that is paper piecing. Now, this is not a technique that's new, but it is definitely new to me. I am not a quilter. I've never made a quilt in my life, but I do test patterns for Little Lizard King. So they had this pattern go up called Popsicle, and I was instantly intrigued. Now they have a couple now. I believe maybe 3 or 4 paper piecing patterns that are meant to be used with anything. So not just quilts, you can use them for like bags or for bodices, for dresses and things like that. And I just thought that was the cutest thing. Now, I've made this dress for my daughter, and I have to fight her to not try to wear that dress every single day. So we've put it kind of to the side in the closet because, listen. Anyways, she absolutely loves it. So worth the effort. Now, I was thinking that this paper piecing would take me forever, and it's not perfect. Definitely some flaws there. I can definitely continue to work on this skill, and I don't know how often I will incorporate paper piecing into my garments, but it was a really cool technique that I think would be really fun for lots of other things. Now, I am contemplating doing a paper piecing dress for my daughter's birthday dress, because that is coming up, and I was thinking maybe doing some sort of design in that regard. But yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun, and it's such a cool way to add a design to basically what would have been a mostly solid dress. Now, I got this Honeysuckle linen from Fabrics Store, which I have talked about on this space before. I like to buy my midweight, heavyweight linen fabric from them. They have a humongous range of colors to choose from. This particular color is called Honeysuckle. You will recognize it because it is the same fabric that I used for my Marcel dress, which is what I'm wearing in my wedding dress video. Definitely one of my favorite patterns. But anyways, I love that color so much, and this was just the remnants. I was able to make this dress for my daughter. So I used quilting cotton though for the ruffles and for the popsicle design, and those are just in a print that I got from Joann, and I loved the colors on there. I thought they were so fun and summery. Outside of this dress, I had no idea what I was going to do with that quilting cotton. I think I bought maybe a half a yard or a yard of it, and I knew I wanted to make the Mackinac Island dress from Little Lizard King as well. I love that dress pattern, and I want to make another one of those dresses. I think that I will soon, but I have a couple of other dresses that I really want to make for my daughter as well, so we will see on that. But I loved doing the paper piecing. It actually came together super fast. It was pretty easy to do. I used just regular printer paper. I know that you can use like foundation paper, and they have special paper and stuff that you can buy for paper piecing, but like I said, I don't know how much I will incorporate this type of technique into my sewing, but it was lots of fun. And I thought that the instructions were also really helpful, because I have the same instructions that you have, slightly edited, because obviously as I was testing this pattern, you know, we make adjustments and things like that, or suggest edits and things like that, but it is basically the same exact instructions that I had that you would get if you bought this pattern as well. Thought it was great. Still think it's great. I love that dress so much. It's so much fun and so cute. Nalo gave me absolute gold. She was so ready to take pictures that day when she saw this dress on the little body double. Like, I have a little dress form for my daughter. When she saw it on there, she's like, "For me, Mom? For me?" And so those are the patterns that I missed. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the regular filled content continue for this video. Also in June, I made 2 tops for my daughter. Now I also talked about this in the same live that I talked about the Mocha dot fabric. I got these 2 fabrics from Joann and I was just like, oh my gosh, these will be great for the 4th. And I didn't end up making anything for my daughter last year for the 4th because I was freshly surgeried. So wasn't really sewing anything at that point. So this year I wanted to make her something, and I thought that I was going to make her a dress, and I changed my mind. I'm not really sure why I changed my mind, but I ended up changing my mind because I really didn't want to make a dress. I don't know what it was. Just didn't feel like doing it. I got the 2 fabrics, a half yard of both of them, and I thought I was going to use them together, but I ended up just making her a top out of either of them. And I love these prints because they are rather patriotic and were awesome for the 4th, but they're actually really, really great on their own outside of the holiday because they're really fun. The donuts and the fireworks are still just, you know, they're just fun. I mean, obviously they came, but she's still wearing them. She doesn't care. My daughter loves those tops. She loves having her little shoulder out. She feels so cute in them. And I put up a poll on Instagram to see which top she should wear on the actual holiday, and the blue top with the donuts won, so she did all of her 4th of July-ing in that one, and she was so cute. It was awesome. I loved the little headband. I could not resist. She saw it first, of course, and I was like, oh my god, that is so cute. So we ended up buying it. So yeah, lots of fun for the 4th. I didn't end up making anything for myself. I don't really know why. I wasn't really feeling it. I ended up wearing a me-made dress anyway, though. It's one that my daughter and I both had matching sizes of when she was small enough to wear it, but now she's outgrown that dress, so I just wore my dress. Nala had her little one shoulder top, which I didn't mention, but that one shoulder top is the Ellie and Mac pattern. Ooh, Live Out Loud pattern, and I'll have it linked down below because it is just such a cute pattern, and you can definitely add just a gathered skirt or something on there and make it into a dress, or just make a longer circle skirt and make it into a dress too. So yeah, I really like that design. I think I might make her one more before the summer's out. So the last thing that I'm going to talk about in this video is actually a top pattern, which is another hack. So I actually really only had 2 hacks from the month. I just am thinking about the hacks that I want to do on that other M8174 pattern. This next pattern is McCall's M8105. I think that's the number. Right off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure, but if it's not, I'll put it in here so you know. But I hacked this pattern, not in a major way. All that I did was just shorten this pattern so that it was a top. I don't know why, but I wanted to make melanated tops this month. That's all. Just melanated tops. And I thought that I was going to be able to make a dress with this, and on that same live where I was talking about the Mocha dot fabric and the Joann's fabric, this melanated fabric, I was talking about making this pattern into a dress. I was super wrong about my estimates with fabric, mostly because I didn't take into account the fact that they had separated the lining fabric from the main fabric in the fabric requirements. And yeah, those overlay ties are super, I have it right here. Oh my gosh. These super long overlay ties, they are super long. So there's 2 of them. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of stuff on top because I have this in my adjustment pile, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But super long ties. It's really crumbled up and looking crazy because I need to unpick and fix some things. So one thing I do want to say is that I used Melanated Fabrics Baby Noir fabric, which is a linen viscose mix. It is slubby in texture. It has the weight of a linen fabric, but it has the kind of slink and drape of a rayon fabric. Now, I feel like this design would have been more suited to just a 100% viscose fabric, or using a linen fabric or something like that for the main fabric, and have the overlay ties in a lighter weight fabric. This fabric is a little bit more weighty than it is lightweight. I don't know how else to say that, but it is just like the weight of a linen fabric. It's kind of strange because you're looking at it and it looks like I don't know, it's just a textured fabric. It's so beautiful, and I knew I wanted to use it in a design that would be quite stunning. And I love the design details of this dress. It's supposed to have the overlays go and tie in the back. There's a couple of issues that I ended up having with that, just because the ties are quite heavy and they don't sit as big and pretty in a bow on the back as I thought that they would. So I actually prefer tying it in the front. I love a front tie anyway, but I really liked it tied in the front, and I wore it like that when we went to the botanical garden. My husband and my daughter and myself went to the botanical garden. It was so hot outside. Definitely 99 degrees, which is insane. So dry here as well, and that heat and that situation could not have been more of a test for how lightweight and breathable this fabric is. It was absolutely perfection to be outside in this, walking around. Not only is it just super like breathable, the design itself is actually quite easy to wear. Once you do get it on and you get it tied, I didn't find that I had any issues with anything besides the straps, which is more so an issue with me than the actual design or the fabric. I should have interfaced the straps. The pattern doesn't tell you to, but I know better. This fabric did stretch out the straps just from the weight of the ties and everything. And I did adjust the straps before I, you know, like when I was sewing them and putting them on, trying it, basting it, blah, blah, blah. But I, like I said, didn't interface the straps, so they did stretch out a fair bit. I'd say that I probably do need to take about 3/4 of an inch to maybe an inch off of this fabric, and or off of the straps with this fabric stretching out. And not a huge adjustment, but just, you know, nobody likes making adjustments. I don't know. If you do, then that's awesome for you, but I don't love making adjustments, but I do want to make it so that I can wear this top more comfortably. It just made it a little bit awkward with like my pasties and stuff, you know. You don't want to expose anything. So I do like this style, and I really would love to make it in a fabric that is a little bit more lightweight and make the full dress length, and maybe just eliminate the ties, or just do something a little bit different. No, probably eliminate the ties, y'all. The ties are a great idea, but also like if you're sitting in a car with that big bow back there, not comfortable to sit down. Just gonna say that. I don't usually love having things tied on my back, because when I lean back on something, I don't want a knot from some bow stabbing me in the middle of my back. Anyways, so that's just my take on that. That was all the things that I've made in June. I absolutely loved all of these designs. I made a lot of things that I really just loved, obsessed about, am still obsessing about. I really didn't have any real fails. Like I said, you know, the strap thing is not really a fail. I mean, the design is still awesome. I just really wish they would have suggested that you put in interfacing or make it optional or something. But I also should just know that, girl, that was a lot of ties. You know, you needed some structure in those straps. Like, what was going on there? Don't know. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the links down below if you want any more information about any of the patterns or fabrics or things that I mentioned in this video. And yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.